Have you ever wondered why access lists are so crucial for switch security? Let's delve into this intricate topic. Access lists in the realm of network engineering are akin to the gatekeepers of a fortress, maintaining a stringent control over the flow of traffic into and out of a network. They are a fundamental component in the security infrastructure of a network, acting as a first line of defense against unauthorized access. Imagine your network as a grand castle. Now, you wouldn't want just anyone to stroll in and out without your knowledge, would you? That's where access lists step in. They are like the castle guards, scrutinizing every packet of information, deciding whether it should be allowed entry or be turned away at the gate. Access lists help in filtering traffic based on a set of predefined rules. These rules can be as broad or as specific as needed, allowing the network administrators to have a granular control over the network traffic. This ensures that only the legitimate traffic is allowed while the potentially harmful one is kept at bay. However, the importance of access lists is not just limited to controlling traffic. They also play a pivotal role in preventing unauthorized access to the network. By defining strict rules for access, they ensure that only the authorized users and devices can connect to the network, thereby maintaining the integrity and confidentiality of the network data. Now, what happens if access lists are not implemented effectively? Well, the consequences can be quite severe. Without a proper access list in place, your network is left exposed to a myriad of security threats. Intruders could easily gain access to sensitive data, or even worse, take control of your network. It's like leaving the castle gates wide open for anyone to walk in. In the world of network security, prevention is always better than cure. A well-structured access list can save you from a multitude of security headaches down the line. After all, it's always better to have a strong castle guard than to deal with the aftermath of a breached fortress. Without access lists, your network could be left vulnerable to security breaches. So let's make sure we build our fortresses well and guard them even better. Now that we know the importance of access lists, it's time to learn how to implement them. Implementing access lists for switch security is a multi-step process that involves creating an access list, defining the traffic filter, applying the access list to an interface, and saving the configuration changes. Let's break it down. First, we need to create an access list. This is the foundational step where we establish the list that will govern the traffic moving in and out of our network. In the Cisco iOS, this is done by entering the command access list, followed by a number to designate the list. For example, access list 10 would create an access list number 10. Remember, the number you assign to your access list is important, as it determines whether it's a standard or extended list. Next, we define the traffic filter. This is where we specify the type of traffic that the access list will control. We can filter based on several criteria, including IP addresses, protocols, and ports. For instance, the command permit IP any would allow all IP traffic, while the command deny TCP any host 192.0.2.1 EQWWW would block all TCP traffic to the host with the IP address 192.0.2.1 on port 80, which is typically used for web traffic. Once we've defined our traffic filter, we need to apply the access list to an interface. This is the point at which the access list becomes active and starts filtering traffic. In the Cisco iOS, this is done by navigating to the interface configuration mode and using the IP access group command, followed by the access list number and the direction of traffic to be filtered. For example, IP access group 10in would apply access list 10 to incoming traffic on the interface. Finally, we save the configuration changes. This is an often overlooked but crucial step. Without saving, the changes we've made will be lost if the switch is rebooted. To save the configuration changes in the Cisco iOS, we use the copy running config startup config command. This copies the current running configuration, which includes our newly implemented access list, to the startup configuration, ensuring that it persists across reboots. And there you have it. You've successfully implemented an access list for switch security. Remember, access lists are a powerful tool in your networking toolbox. Used correctly, they can greatly enhance the security of your network. So take some time to practice implementing and tweaking access lists. Your network will thank you. Once you've implemented your access list, it's important to verify it. Now, let's walk through the process of verifying access lists for switch security. After you've set up your access list, it's crucial to confirm it's functioning correctly. You don't want to be left with unresolved security loopholes that could potentially compromise your network. So, how do we go about verifying the access list? Well, there are a couple of commands that come in handy. Firstly, show access lists. This command allows you to view the access lists that are currently configured on your switch. It displays all the access control entries in all access lists, giving you a comprehensive overview of your switch's security measures. But let's not stop there. We want to ensure that our access list is not just configured, but also correctly implemented. For this, we use the show running config command. The show running config command displays the current configuration of your switch. That is, the configuration that's actively running. By reviewing this, you can confirm whether your access list has been properly applied to the relevant interfaces. You get to see all the nuts and bolts of your switch's operation, including the access lists. Now, while these commands are incredibly useful, remember that they are just tools. The real verification comes from understanding what you're looking at. It's about knowing what your access list should be doing and being able to identify that in the output of these commands. So, take the time to familiarize yourself with your access list and its intended function. Know the security measures it's supposed to enforce, and make sure you can see those measures reflected in the Show Access Lists and Show Running Config outputs. Verifying your access list ensures it's functioning as intended, providing the necessary security for your switch. And that, dear friends, is the essence of a well-secured network. Let's dive into some scenarios where access lists play a pivotal role. Imagine you're a network engineer managing a large network. There are certain IP addresses that you must restrict to enhance your network security. Access lists are your go-to resource. They enable you to control traffic based on the source or destination IP addresses, thus ensuring that only authorized devices can access your network. Consider another scenario. Your network is experiencing a high volume of traffic. It's like a bustling city during rush hour, but in this case, the vehicles are data packets. Without proper management, this could lead to congestion, slow data transfer, or even a network crash. But fret not. Access lists come to the rescue once more. They help manage this traffic by filtering out unnecessary data packets, reducing the load on your network, and ensuring smooth data flow. Let's look at a third scenario. Your network houses sensitive data that needs to be kept confidential. This could be anything from personal client details to proprietary business information. Any breach here could have serious consequences. But once again, access lists save the day. They provide an additional layer of security by controlling which devices or users can access this sensitive data, thus preventing unauthorized access and data breaches. Access lists also play a crucial role in managing network resources. For instance, if a particular service or application is hogging bandwidth, access lists can be used to limit its traffic, thereby ensuring fair resource allocation. In the world of networking, scenarios like these are not just hypothetical. They are real, everyday challenges that network engineers face. And in all these scenarios, access lists are more than just useful tools. They are the guardians of your network, the stalwarts that keep the data flowing smoothly and securely. So, whether you're managing a small office network or a large corporate one, remember this. Access lists are not just about controlling traffic. They're about ensuring your network's security, efficiency, and integrity. In these scenarios, access lists aren't just helpful, they're indispensable. Before we wrap up, here's a quick recap of what we've learned today. We started off by understanding the significance of access lists for switch security. They are crucial in managing traffic, controlling network access, and enhancing the overall security of your network infrastructure. We then delved into the process of implementing access lists. This involves configuring specific rules and conditions that govern the flow of data packets within the network. Next, we explored how to verify these access lists. Verification is an essential step to ensure that the implemented rules are working as intended and providing the desired level of security. We also looked at various scenarios where access lists play a pivotal role. From protecting sensitive information to managing network traffic during peak hours, access lists are integral to maintaining order and security in a network. Remember, a well-implemented access list is your first line of defense in switch security. Stay tuned for more insights on network security in our next episode.